Okay, whether it's a wood cabin or just a typical house with hardwood floors, wood cabinets, countertops, furniture, we're going to see several surfaces here where Waterlox, again, we'll discuss the reasons that it is a better choice than polyurethane. I guess you'd call us anti-polyurethane. We've seen the results that clients get, usually disappointing results. Polyurethane on a floor, probably the biggest headache for people, where it gets scratched with sand or rocks or gravel. Things are tracked in. You're going to scratch a film-forming plastic resin like polyurethane. Even the newer waterborne finishes, which sound great, they're water-based, they dry quick, but they're still a polyurethane. They're still going to have to be sanded to be recoated. One of the advantages of Waterlox is never sanding to recoat, as we discussed earlier. So a cabin in the woods like this, or a kids and dogs kind of house in the Midwest, we're going to have a floor that needs to be maintained. No matter what you put on it, it's going to have to be maintained. When it comes to that maintenance a few years down the road, after you've lived in the house, wear and tear, normal wear and tear, that has to be rejuvenated. Sanding polyurethane involves bringing in heavy sanders that use the 220 electricity. You're going to generate dust in the house. But all urethane has to be sanded, so they're going to have to bring a machine in. You can't adequately hand sand to abrade enough where you could know that the polyurethane will stick. So it's a very involved process. With Waterlox, that's not a problem. All we do is simply sweep the floor, clean it with an appropriate detergent, mopping or cleaning, and then we're going to apply one coat of the Waterlox as a rejuvenating coat with a lamb's wool applicator. Nothing fancy about it. So we're going to look at these areas. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk about the individual products from Waterlox. We have the sealer finish, we have a satin finish, a high gloss. These various surfaces, it's mostly taste that will dictate the final product you choose, but it's all based on the Waterlox original sealer finish. It's 80% tung oil. It oils and seals the wood, waterproofs it tremendously, and we have a product that's in the wood and hardened in the wood rather than laying on top. So we don't have a situation where water can get underneath like it does on a poly and pop that off. We could have that potentially with a countertop, with cabinets. Anywhere we have a lot of moisture, we have a bathroom with wooden walls. So all these places where moisture can get into the wood through cracks, ingrains, saw cuts, that's where we're going to see the problems with the polyurethane. I'm not saying it's a terrible product, but it's certainly nothing near the headache-free and performance of the Waterlox. So we'll look at these surfaces and we'll sit down and talk.